Hi guys, and welcome to another edition to Bellrocks Market View. Today is a very important day because I'm going to talk with you about the current market correction, what we had in the past 2 days, and about how important is the RSI for you and what should you look out before entering new positions. As you already know guys, last week I was talking about the current overbought levels and how important it is to stay patient and take your profits on the way up and not entering new positions, not opening new positions, because the risk is very high at those levels and your probability for making a winning trade is decreasing. Therefore, you have to focus only on high risk reward setups where you have a very high reward and small risk, and this has not been the case in the past 2 weeks. Therefore, I'm always saying just try to stay patient guys, try to wait for the best case scenarios and don't jump into any trade based on fear of missing out. And this is exactly what happens if you are currently jumping into some positions at highs, trying to chase highs. Then all of a sudden these market corrections, they come over without no one is expecting them. So it happens so fast all of a sudden. We were at 2 days ago just grinding slowly up. We were for weeks in a slowly uptrend, and then all of a sudden we took the elevator to the downside, and we have right now 3 to 4% correction out of nowhere. So it is important to understand for you guys that those corrections, they happen fast, and you have to be prepared that this could happen anytime. If you go back to my previous video, which was last week, I was talking exactly about those RSI here. And that's why I want to share that one more time with you guys, because it is very important to understand how can you use those indicators. It is not just only about the indicator in itself and that you should trade based on that indicator, but it is important to understand what is happening here and how can you use that in your advantage to make the good decision. So like I already said in my video previous week, look at the RSI guys. It's been like for a long time. It was over here already overbought, as you see. That was in June, and then we had a little bit of a pullback, and then since this support area, which was the 200 EMA, it started to melt up and made its way to the upside for a very long period of time, as we see here. And the RSI continued to stay around those overbought levels. And what is important, which I mentioned also last week in my video, is that some stock or index, they can stay overbought for a long period of time. For example, as we see here, this was overbought already in June, and it stayed overbought until now, which was start of September. So what I want to say with that guys is that the RSI is a good indicator, but you cannot make trades only based on that. You should keep in mind that if something like that is staying overbought for so long time, the probability of a correction is getting higher and higher, which means on the other hand that your probability for a very good winning trade is decreasing. So you don't want to risk your money in a scenario where you have less probability for success and for a winning trade. And look what happened here. We just got overextended last week. It is very important to understand those things because they would happen over and over again. This is something what repeats itself. This is nothing new here. And we were even at RSI 82. So this is very high. And if you are chasing positions, long positions right here in any stock, you are just going to lose money. That's all. That's why you have to stay patient. You have to wait this out, to wait for that small correction, or even if it's bigger, even better. And then you can start to size in. And this is how the bigger money is made. It is not made by chasing stocks. It is made by waiting for the best case scenario, the best market conditions, and then entering a stock. So let's take a look on the Qs, because I'm trading a lot the Qs, as you already know guys. The Qs has been very similar. So this one has been so overbought in the past weeks. It's just insane, guys. This thing went so high in such a short period of time that it was very clear and due that correction like that would happen. So for example, let's take a look at the RSI at the Qs as well. Look at this RSI here around June. Like I said, it was already overbought. People thought, well, that is too high. But these things, normally when you see that the first time, it could continue to go and stay overbought for some months, like I said already in my previous video. And this is exactly what happened here. The Qs stay overbought. It was here around the 70 RSI also in July, and it just stayed around those levels, as you see guys here. And then all of a sudden, this was that exhaustion. It just continued to rip higher and higher, and we reached here the 80 RSI as well. So you have to always think logically and clear, even though sometimes it's hard in those markets to think logically. But like if you see stuff like that, which is staying overbought for such a long period of time, this means, well, at some point it will correct. So if it is overbought for 3 or even 4 months, you cannot chase right here, especially not even at the 80 RSI. So what I want to say with that is any setup of any stock right now, even though if the setup is looking good, it won't work. And this is basically because your probability for exiting this trade as a winning trade is decreasing. And that's the whole point here, guys. If you enter a stock, I would show you some of the stocks which we had on the watch list, why they don't work. This is exactly the case. So even if you have perfect setups in some stocks and they look very good, you cannot enter them because you have to look always the whole picture. So if the whole picture tells you, well, these are overbought conditions right here, you cannot start longing stocks around those overbought levels, because you always have to think in your mind, the market has to go with you. And if the market is overbought and it crashes all of a sudden, this means your setups are not going to work and you're going just to be stopped out, and this might lead to frustrations. This is why it's very important also, guys, to understand the market cycles. I have a video which you can watch, of course, as well, and I'm talking exactly about that, about swing trading strategies and about the market cycle, how important it is to combine market cycle with your strategy currently. And this is exactly what happens here. That's why it's important for you to understand. And like I said, everything happens so fast all of a sudden. For just at the morning, market opens and it happens so fast, couple of percent down, you're not even able to realize or correct. And then the problem is, if you have too much risk right now in these conditions, you would give up some of your previous profits. And if you are not having a good risk management, you might end up giving everything back, which would be, of course, very sad. But in a situation like that, the most people start to panic. The most people, especially the newbies, they don't know what to do. They start selling their positions and they end up just giving up their profits. So this is very important lesson here, guys, how fast things could happen and how important it is to take profits on the way up. Always scale out of your positions. This is something I was trying to tell you in the past video, in the past 2 weeks. Just don't enter trades right there because it's very overbought, and then try to stay patient. Let's take a look real quick at the IWM as well. So IWM, it looked like it's going to break out, but of course it happened the same thing based on the other indexes. It just dropped right here. It is around the 50 EMA. We have to wait out for all of those indexes. Let's see the Qs one more time. The tech sector, like I said, has been extremely overbought. Here we have some support levels, which we should watch. We have the 50 EMA, and this was exactly the bounce on Friday based off that 50 EMA. Now, of course, we have to stay patient and see what is going to happen on Tuesday, because this might not be the end of that. It could continue to go down, which would be, in my opinion, very good, because we would have more opportunities to start new positions here. If this is over and we stay above those 50 and 20 EMA levels, we might see another up leg, but I personally think and hope that we're going to see one more day or even more of a correction right here. And this is the same for SPY. I think we have here some support areas. We basically made here, we basically made it, like I said, of the 50 EMA as well. We bounced of this support area, and right now we have to wait out, is this the end or is it just a covering? It looks like it is over on the first hand, because we have this doji candles on all indexes, but don't look only on those candles, guys. Just keep in mind the whole big picture. Wait it out. If you're not sure what to do, don't trade at all. This is the best strategy, actually. If you're not sure what to do, just wait it out, and then you can make a decision after the things cool off a little bit. So let's take a look real quick on the watch list of previous week. We had on the watch list Etsy, LRN, and NBIX. So let's start with Etsy. Etsy, like I was saying on Twitter as well, looked very good here, reclaimed those moving averages, but this is exactly the point here, guys. Even if some setups look not bad, they won't work because the whole market is overheated, it's overbought, and you want to wait it out. And this is exactly what happens if you enter right here around this area. The market is not doing you a favor because it's in extremely overbought levels. Then you have this big drop all of a sudden, and you would be stopped out if you don't know what to do. And if you are especially using more size at those levels, that's very bad. You have to always keep in mind, even if you start position like that, you have to have control of your risk. So this basically means that even if you're trying to enter position, just do it with a very small size, because you don't have high probability for winning a trade right here at those levels. Same thing is with LRN, which we had on the watch list. This one looked for a little while, a bit here, like it is over. I wanted to wait it out until it reclaims the EMAs, which it didn't. It just continued to drop based on the market. And of course, I keep all those stocks on watch and would see what is going to happen next week based on the current market situation. The next one, what we had was NBIX. This is very similar to other stocks. So as you already see, guys, this is normal what's happening here. Okay, my screen is not loading, guys. As we see, Thinkorswim is a great software. I can not recommend it to you. So NBIX is basically similar situation. It looked like it's over with the correction, and it looked like you can buy it there, but it just dropped based on the current market situation. So what I want to say with all this, guys, is that the market has, of course, a lot of impact on all those stocks, and based on that, they are moving similar to that. So it is important to keep that in mind and make your positions based on your strategy and based on the market cycle. Don't forget to check out the video about the swing trading strategies. I explained there those market cycles. It's very important. And of course, check out my previous video about Bellrocks view. I explained there as well the RSI, and you can see the RSI video which I made about the RSI indicator and how I use this indicator. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you NBIX because Thinkorswim is taking a break again. We have seen that a lot in the past. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you a lot. Stay safe next week, and see you on Twitter or other channels. Bye bye.